Good evening and welcome. My name is Goyard Asaid, and welcome to the 3026 general election debate. Tonight, we will decide who is going to win the 250th and last U.S. election. Please rise for the national anthem. Alright, cut! This is pay-per-view, we can't play the whole thing! Alright, our two contestants for today. We have Kilgore of the Sun, representing the Sword Party, and Secretary of Blood, Romulus Lasham, representing the Gun Party. Alright, for the first question, how do you plan to address the increase in gang violence over the past 5 years? Senator?
I would probably deal with the issue by increasing federal spending to the local districts for their anti-gang task forces.
Alright, now you, Secretary?
I would probably bring more federal funds into community centers and try to reach out to some of the people being drawn to these organizations.
Alright. Senator Kilgore, how do you plan to clean up what many critics have dubbed the plastic ocean?
My administration will step up where previous administrations have failed with efforts to clean up plastic waste in the Pacific Ocean.
Alright. Secretary?
Everybody knows that the Western Seaboard has been entirely uninhabited for the past 4 centuries. Why on earth would we waste our tax money cleaning up this mess that we can't even see?
How will you combat the Rhodesian invasion on Florida, as they've already taken Orlando? Secretary?
They took Orlando? I have rental properties there. Oh my! I told my fucking wife we should have got a property. Fucking. Oh my gosh! This is what happens when we have one ocean. You can't vacation anywhere anymore without the risk of just some random group. Oh, this is such a headache. And I have to do this debate right now. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm gonna do something about it. I mean, they can't just do that. Something will happen. I don't know. I gotta think about it. I'm going through it a lot right now. This hits me personally. Believe me. I'm not gonna stand for this because I'm not even mad. It's just why. This is just so annoying. This whole situation. This affects me. Why does this affect me right now? And I'm supposed to be on the stand doing this right now. Oh my gosh. Just go to him. Just go to him. I can't.
Understood. Senator?
I'll probably, for the first time in over a millennium, invoke the presidential authority to use nuclear armaments.
Alright. After Project Bluebeam's success, do you plan to revoke the separation of state between the government and the Church of AI? Secretary?
Given that the tech extremists to this day hold such a large and hard to advance on stronghold in the Appalachian Mountain Range, I think that not only is the National Guard going to be able to topple their regime, but we're going to need it to send in every mortal soldier in our army. And hear me when I say this, and hear me loud and clear. Every mortal soul in our army will be deployed until this problem is taken care of. I don't believe in wasting taxpayer money. I'm a businessman myself. I'm not going to tell you, but I have experience, and I know that we are paying a lot for these mortal men in our army, and we're going to use every mortal soul until they're used up, or the AI church is destroyed.
Understood. Senator?
How could you? How could you say something like that? The transhumanist movement is the future of humanity, and I think that we should revoke anything that will get in the way of that movement to make humanity stronger. If we are to reign for 1,000 years as the final presidents of the United States, we need everything at our disposal, and the Church of AI will mean that not just us, the leader class, with our immortal enhancements will succeed, but that all of the people we rule over will be able to serve us for centuries to come. anything getting in the way of that is just absurd.
You gotta be joking. Because if you make everyone immortal, what's the retirement age gonna be?
Will you shut up, man? There is no retirement age. This isn't 2034.
Even you know that we can't just keep making people work forever. They get old, they wither away, they're not as effective, they cost more.
Well,
What happens when they get rusty? It
then-
rains a lot now because of climate change. Didn't think of that
The
one,
lower,
did ya?
the little people can be dealt with in the future. I just want to secure my standing for the next millenniums.
Unacceptable. You heard of America.
Senator, you said something about the people you rule over. Do you plan on instating a dictatorship for the next 1,000 years?
Hold on, I'm a little confused here. At the start, you said this is the 250th and the last election. Doesn't that mean that we're gonna rule forever?
No, that was a PR stunt for TV.
So, well, if I'm not gonna get to rule forever, then screw being immortal. Yeah, sure. Condemn the Church of AI, separation between church and state. Send in all the mortal soldiers. Send in the anomalies.
You can't be serious. We don't have control of them.
At this point, what else are we gonna do?
We've been training. We haven't even begun to control the Velociraptors, and you think that we can control the Anomaly Division? The Velociraptors, you put your hand up and they bite you.
We can just airdrop them and let that be Appalachia's issue.
Oh my gosh, you're sick. You're insane. You've lost it.
All right. What are your thoughts on the Pope's recent condemnation of the Holy Roman Emperor? Senator?
Well, I'm good friends with the Holy Roman Emperor, so I'll start off with that. And I just have to say, it's clear that the Pope's been going through some tough times. He also has rental properties in Miami. These are just tough times for everybody. I don't think he means it. I think that in a couple of days he'll change his mind. I don't think it's something that'll last.
Got it. Secretary?
Given that the Pope, I didn't even know there was still a Pope. I'm just shocked. I'm completely shocked by that. This is a ridiculous question. The Pope, he can do that? Can he do that to us? Because I really I missed Mass a couple times, and I played on my tablet in church when I was a kid, and my mom didn't even say anything about it because she thought that I would get bored. And now I'm kind of worried that if I get elected, it's gonna be a problem for everyone. Yeah, but I think that this is a complicated issue. Yeah.
Gentlemen, we are entering the 300th consecutive year of the China and Taiwan stalemate. Will you do anything about this?
Well, I think that the thing about this war that you have to understand is, with two superpowers going together, they don't want the other side. They don't want us to bring this up. But this really is a proxy war between China supporting Taiwan and America supporting the Taiwanese army. They don't want anybody to view this as anything other than just a war between good guys and bad guys. I think that we need to extend an olive branch rather than just giving more guns to Taiwan. I think we need to ask, what can we do to make China happy?
I think it's really important to note right now, the Chinese government, they're not just a bunch of bugs running a country dressing up in suits like three little people in a trench coat. Now, this is a ridiculous conspiracy theory propagated by the other side, not my side. And if you believe this at home, I want you to hear me loud and clear. They are not just taking orders from some hive mind that fell from some fungal cloud from the sky. You really think that that's true? That there's some fungus infecting people, turning them into bugs in China? That they're using photorealistic skin made by Stanley Kubrick to just look like people? And you think we wouldn't notice? That they use clicking to communicate and that we wouldn't notice? We literally have so much evidence. And it's just ridiculous. I am sick and tired of this being propagated. I've done business with the Chinese government. I've sold billions and billions of barrels of honey to them, and you want me to believe that they're just bugs? What would they need all this honey for? All this honey and wax that I've been selling them. What could they? You can't build anything with that. You can't. It's just ridiculous and stupid. And so I think that overall, we need to look to other issues. Israel really needs a lot of money right now, and Israel is our greatest ally to this day. And until we liberate them from the Egyptians and the Pharaoh's unjust subjugation of the Semitic peoples in the land of Canaan, we need to do something, because it's not like they're just going to leave by themselves. There's no way that they could just leave. That would just be ridiculous. Miraculous, even.
Yeah, one quick comment. I would like to say that I have never propagated any theories about China being ran by a hive mind. And on the final point, the people who think that there needs to be some sort of exodus of Egypt from the Israeli nation, it's impossible. Like we need to do something about it, because at this point, it's been thousands of years and nobody has saved them.
So, gentlemen, going into the third fiscal millennium, what is your tax policy going to look like? Senator?
How dare you? Are you serious? Like, you're actually going to ask this question?
We will not even dignify this with a response.
No. No comment. No. How dare you? No.
Following the disappearance of the North Star, do you plan on funding expeditions to Antarctica, Secretary?
I think absolutely yes. Yes. And that's a strong yes. I'd say that ever since the ice has melted, we just really need to get to Antarctica. Antarctica's been beautiful. All the crops are fertile. The hyper materials that we can use to fund our Space Force and expand our nation. And I just think that without the North Star, we don't even know how to get there. You used to just turn your back to it, go in that general direction, you know you're going south. But now there's no way to know you're even going there. And it looks exactly like Madagascar now. There's even the penguins, it's amazing. But yeah, I'd say absolutely yes. That's a top priority under my administration. We would go straight to Antarctica. First thing we do, I'd plant the American flag, all 17 stars, on Antarctica.
Well said. Senator?
Well, I don't really want to go there. Actually, you really don't want to go there. We as a nation, you really don't want to go to Antarctica. And ever since the death of Santa Claus, even more so, that's the other side of the planet. I mean, if you want to check something out, go to the North Pole and see what's going on over there. We should not be going to Antarctica.
All right. During your 1,000-year term, how do you plan to change rap music? Senator?
I'd probably subsidize bass guitars, lower the tariffs on them to make them cheaper, bring back to like the, hard working blood type beats, that come from the soul and your fingers rather than computers and stuff, AI.
I'm going to stop you right there. I feel like this just needs to be said one more time, but the Chinese government is not and never has been ran by a bunch of bug insect people who are just like hiding in skin masks and like pretending to be human. That's just not that's a conspiracy theory completely and baseless. It's not true. And his side will tell you it is.
All right. Will you be shutting down the railway to Mars, Secretary?
Shut your fucking mouth! Shut the
All right. Well, on that note, that is going to wrap up our debate.
make sure when you are going to choose your contestant to vote for that you use the QR code below, and we'll get back to you with the results. And now, we will be announcing the winner of the 3026 election. And it is